This Christian man took a hidden camera inside a mosque. Wait, he tried to expose Muslims or something? Find there's something evil? Like, why did he do that? Let's find out.
This Christian guy decided to embark on a daring mission. A visit to a mosque with a hidden camera.
For what
to
purpose?
uncover what really goes on inside.
Oh.
Let's see what happens.
Have you ever wondered what is really going on in mosques? What is happening in these mosques? Are they having secret talks, secret meetings? Are they planning something? I
Wow.
don't know. These things just go through your head, right?
To the mind of a common man who has been exposed to propaganda against Islam
Yeah.
all their life, the mosque is a secret place.
You know what's like funny about this? Like, you hear this often in the media, actually, even here in Germany, right? And I've heard stories about some sort of razzias where they're actually searching through mosques to find something to expose the Muslims. Like, we had local masjids here, like mosques, they were actually searched by the police because they were as suspicious as this fella here, like this guy, right? That goes into a mosque with a hidden camera. We had this here. We even have like one of the most famous Islam teachers that goes by in Germany here, that goes by the name Abul Bara. And Abul Bara, his house was searched a couple of times already by the police because they always think he has some connection with something dangerous, even though like everything he talks about is online, they can just listen to it, right? So what is his hidden agenda, right? So it's kind of strange, like here in Germany, like sometimes even the police is like trying to expose Muslims, and at the end of the day they don't find anything, right? And they go back home, just like they searched Abul Bara's house and then they returned and like, I'm sorry, we found nothing, this guy is innocent. But they came back sometime later, like it happened again. So it's just like crazy, actually. Same with like mosques, yeah. Like what's wrong with those people? Like seriously, the propaganda is so terrible, it is so bad here, where like there's being like Islam is being given a picture, an image that is not accurate, actually. Like, may Allah guide them, I mean.
Life, the mosque is a secret place where all manners of evils are planned. Of course, it's not true, but how many care about the truth enough to seek answers? Not many. Some would say they speak and pray in a foreign language to hide their plans. This I have heard on multiple occasions. For some of these people, it is not just an idea in their head. It's a belief that they want to be true at all cost. They go as far as gaslighting others to join them in this ridiculous infatuation.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for them,
Fantasies,
that
imaginations.
they want it to be true does not make it the truth.
Yeah.
Islam is a religion of peace, love and harmony. It has been, it currently is, and it will always be, irrespective of anyone's agenda. Unlike those who hold certain beliefs about what Muslims do in the mosque and do not bother to check for the truth, or those who go about asking questions in a hostile manner.
Yeah, this is something I also wanted to mention. So if you are at a dawah table, right, like in public, or you are trying to like call people to Islam and tell them about the Quran and what Islam is really teaching, like most of the time you get like very ridiculous questions. It is often about, why can a Muslim have 4 wives? Isn't this against human rights? That we force women to wear the niqab, the hijab, and it's always those aggressive questions, why is there terrorism, why in some Muslim countries there's war, why there's this, there's that. And you know, it's like funny, and this is like a big double standard as well, because you can ask the same question about any Christian country or any atheist country, right? Like, why do you have war? Why do you go to Iraq? Why do you go to Ukraine? Why do you go there? Why do you go? Like, you can actually turn those questions around and ask the people asking you the questions like the same thing, right? Like, why is there a high rape rate? Why is there high suicide rate? force women to not wear clothes, because they ask us why we have the hijab, right? Like why our women are dressing with more clothes, more modest. Why? Then you can ask them, why do you put pictures of naked women everywhere, and you actually treat women that want to cover in a bad manner? You even fire them from jobs, and you threaten sisters, hey, if you don't take off your niqab or hijab, you will be fired. Like, how often do I read in the media, like even online, like social media and on forums, how often do I read that a sister reverted to Islam, she starts wearing the hijab, and then her boss threatens to fire her? So who is more oppressive, the man or the father that suggests his daughter to cover up so she doesn't become a sex object, right? Or the company that threatens the livelihood of a woman, sometimes even a mother, because now she wants to cover up? Like, what is more oppressive? Like threatening someone with direct harm to their finances, maybe make them even become homeless, or forced to return to their parents because you fire them because you don't want them to wear the hijab? Or is it more oppressive to recommend a woman to dress a certain way, and if she follows it, and we're not talking about forcing, we're talking about recommending, the women can still say no, right? Like, what's more oppressive? To force someone to take off their clothes and threaten them with direct harm, or to suggest and teach why something is good and they should do it, and if they follow it, alhamdulillah, right? So this is like, those kind of questions I saw a lot when I was also at a dawah table, and I was like live there, and I spoke to like non-Muslims, or I watched others speak to them. And yeah, the same with like jihad. You know what's like funny? There's actually a historical evidence that the Christian jihad and the atheist jihad, even if you separate them from one another, had more casualties historically than the Muslim war jihad. And jihad actually has multiple meanings, right? Like, jihad doesn't just mean war or self-defense, right? Like, jihad also means a personal struggle. Like, you have a jihad, for example, if you are under trials from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you are having a hard time, right? You have a jihad if you get fired from your job and you're looking for a new job. Or you have a jihad trying to keep up 5 prayers. Like, jihad is, you could like translate it as something like struggle, right? Like hard strife. So it doesn't even mean war, actually, if you look at the Arabic root of this word. Like, what does this word jihad mean, right? But yeah, if you look at historical casualties, any sort of violence that occurred in Islam is actually small in comparison to the one that appeared in Christianity, atheism, and all these sort of other religions, right? So yeah, this is something they always come up with, propaganda to be against Islam, but they're always wrong, because we can always find some comparison or some proof that this is not true. Or have like a look at something, oh, this sounds so strict, then what about this, what it says in the Bible? Isn't this strict, right? So you have always comparisons, but yeah, it is what it is.
This young Christian man visited a mosque himself with a secret camera to see what happens there. He has seen a lot of propaganda and a lot of hostile actions towards Muslims leaving or entering the mosque. So he decided to get his own answers, devoid of any prejudice. Although the video is about 5 years old, the lessons within remain succinct, and it will remain timeless for years to come.
Yeah.
On entering the mosque, he was welcomed with a greeting from a brother, although he didn't know who he was.
Look. Yeah, nice.
He went straight to the wudu' center.
And then?
Even though he didn't know the procedure, he wanted to blend in as much as possible.
So yeah, these are the bathrooms. This is where you do your wudu.
Wait a moment. Wait a moment. These are the bathrooms. This is what they do or something. Isn't like a guy behind him that gave him the salam? This guy didn't notice he was filming or what?
This is where you do your wudu.
Let me guess, someone teaches him how to do it properly, you know what?
After leaving the wash center, he entered the mosque auditorium to meet a few people reading the Quran or some Islamic literature.
Wait, he was
He
claiming
took a copy of a book from the shelf, and it happened to be a book on principles of Islam.
Oh. He picked the right book. Like, You know what? That's actually a sign from Allah. Like some people are thinking signs from Allah must be like major events or things. Like sometimes just the fact that you are going with a hidden camera inside the mosque and you take a random book without even reading what kind of book it is, and then you suddenly get basic principles of Islam. And he's calling it secret plans or what? Like that's a meme right there. Like seriously. Like, but that is actually a secret sign, right? Like this is like Allah guides whoever he wills, right? And look at Andrew Tate. What did he say in an interview? If I remember correctly, he said he was actually not reading the Quran from the beginning till the end, but he actually just opened the Quran before he was a Muslim, and he randomly would open a random page and pick a random verse. And sometimes he would come across a verse with a very personal meaning to him or something. Allahu Akbar. And here you can see, like, there are signs from Allah to each individual. Even like Andrew Tate, right? Like he opens it and the verse he can relate with Allah suddenly appears or something. Like those are signs, right? Like this is the guidance. Like and we human beings, if we get this kind of guidance, it's up to us whether we accept the truth or we deny the truth. Because if you look at like all the nations throughout history, they always received some signs or a messenger or something, right? And if they refused it, they were being punished after they passed away, right? So it is up to us. We have a free will as human beings, and we can choose the path we want to choose. If we see the truth and we get signs and we still deny them, and then we get any bad results in the hereafter, this is our fault because we refuse the signs. Like, don't just reject them. Actually think about it deeper and you will see there's truth. If one can afford it even. Look, Hajj is mandatory, but only if you can afford it. So poor people are protected from this.
He observed everyone, and after a while, he ended his study and exited the mosque.
He found nothing.
What he experienced is not an anomaly, but the norm in every mosque all over the world.
Yeah, it's
so
similar.
visit any mosque near you, and you will experience something similar. He had so much to say after, but everything centered on how Muslims and mosques have been unjustly and unfairly targeted by some people with an agenda.
Yeah.
And they have built platforms.
Yeah, like solely based on this agenda. No, but seriously, if you think about it, when you enter a mosque and you are, let's say, an atheist, right? Like the people sitting in the mosque reading the Quran, they have 9 to 5 jobs like you or something, right? They have sometimes kids that go to school, that they teach and help also with math problems, this and that. They are just like you. They also maybe like to watch like soccer, right? Or football, something, or basketball. They maybe love watching some other kind of sports like skiing or something. Maybe they love swimming. Like they all have some type of hobbies or interests that you can say, oh, atheists have that too, right? So it's not like you go into a mosque and those are like people that are completely different from you in daily life. They have the same basic needs like you. They want love too. They want a family too. They have a job too. They have an apartment too. They eat, they sleep, they drink. Like I feel like some people have like extreme views on Muslims and they think they're not human beings or something even. Like, yeah, they have different beliefs from you. They are following the truth, what you are not. May Allah guide you, Ameen. But you will find you have a lot of common with people in the mosque because they're just people too, right? Except that they follow the truth. So yeah, it's actually funny that this guy was like not surprised by anything hostile in there because those are regular people.
Solely based on this agenda. Irrespective of this, it doesn't change who Muslims are and what happens in the mosques. Muslims are inherently welcoming and accommodating to everyone around
Good
us,
akhlaq.
irrespective of their belief.
But for those that get brainwashed by these activists on YouTube where they go harassing mosques and people entering mosques and they turn it out to be like, oh, you guys know who these guys are, and they make it turn out to be like, you know, it's the other way around. No, but when you go picking on people and then you turn around, it's like the bully in school.
For those who have this premeditated agenda and have refused to back down in the face of truth, we pray Allah touches their mind
I mean,
because only he can open anybody's eye
true.
to the truth.
Did
The
the guy
internet
revert?
is a fertile ground for agendas and propaganda of different kinds. May Allah keep us and guide us in his path till the end.
I mean, yo, did this guy actually accept Islam? Is there part 2 to this? I'm actually wondering what happened to this Christian man that took the hidden camera to the mosque. Is there like a follow-up story or something?
They would go.
I don't think there is any, right? I would actually look. Okay, this was like uploaded like what 2 weeks ago. Christian man with camera accepts Islam. I don't think there is any, right? Maybe he's still thinking. You know, this is like 2 weeks ago. Maybe like a month we get the news that he accepts Islam, right? Yeah, I don't think I find anything. I would actually search for it now. No, there's no follow-up yet. But then again, it was just 2 weeks ago, so maybe he's like still thinking. But yeah, may Allah guide this individual that came with a hidden camera into the mosque trying to expose Muslims, and then he noticed, oh, they are like just normal people like me. There's nothing hostile going on there. Yeah, may Allah guide this individual, and may Allah keep us all firm on the deen and keep us strong in this type of fitna, right? Ameen. And yeah, if you guys are new to this channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more content. If you guys enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give this one a thumbs up. And for those of you that are having a negative thought on Islam, what I highly recommend to you is do a bit of research and don't use the news channels for your research. Do some manual research, go on Google, go to trustworthy pages and channels that deliver you the right information about Islam. It's actually not hard to find out which channels are accurate, right? And yeah, maybe go to a mosque and nicely ask, hey, I want to learn more about Islam. I'm a non-Muslim, but... Or be just directly honest and say, hey, I watch a lot of media and have some misconceptions and I actually want to clear my mind. Can you guys teach me or show me the mosque or what's going on? Because Muslims are very nice, and if you are open-minded and you're saying you have some negative thoughts, they will not even become hostile. They will understand, because we all Muslims know that the media is trying to brainwash you guys so you hate us, right? But if you're saying you have doubts about this and you want them to help you understand Islam better, they will be very welcoming, even if you're saying like maybe you have some negative thoughts and you want to clear it. They will understand, because they will actually help you even. So yeah, give Islam a chance by learning about it. Even if you don't have the intention to accept it, just be open-minded, just be accepting, and just view people as people and don't view them as monsters or something based on their religion. This is what I highly recommend you. And yeah, I will see you guys next time, inshallah.